Yo, what's going on, guys? With the Human Being, man. Welcome back. This is the 4th episode. Happy that you guys been tuning in, man. A lot of feedback. I really want to take the chance, man, to actually say something in this podcast because I've been trying to do this with this gentleman, but he's been busy for too long, man. Vice is in here in the house, man. I really appreciate you being here, my brother.
Hey,
it's crazy, bro, because we've been talking about this for a minute, but we were just saying life is
lifing, man. Life is lifing.
It throws you curves and it hits you up with the schedules, and you gotta align, you gotta like interact and stuff.
It's definitely been testing me, bro. It's really testing me in my resolve and testing me of where I should be. And bro, you know, that's how it is, right? That's how life should be.
I love that, bro. But let me just kind of like give these people feedback from my point of view of who you are, man. I consider you I consider you a well-aligned human being, bro. You're really spiritual, meditating now.
I am meditating.
Is that something that you're doing now this year?
No, bro. I started meditating back in like high school, but you know, it's kind of hard being consistent about it because you know it's like the gym. You know, you only see results the more often you do it, and it's always later down the line.
I love that.
And bro, now I've been picking it up again. I actually meditated today.
I love that.
I meditated today for 15 minutes and trying to keep it as a habit, bro.
I love that. We're going to tap into that, bro.
Yeah.
But, bro, I wanted to introduce you here, and I wanted to have a podcast with you because you're a creative genius, bro, and from my end. You do a lot of content. You do music. I want to talk into that. I want to talk about your heritage as well because you're from Nicaragua.
I am from Nicaragua.
So I want to go into details with everything that's going on, just kind of like a brief. But overall, bro, just a connection because I feel like, you know, overall we connect over ideas and thoughts and the way that we interact with people. Like at the end of the day, like we're trying to connect. Yeah. And this is what being with a human being is about. Connecting with emotions, connecting with feelings, understanding that at the end of the day, bro, we're all human beings, right? Yeah. So, bro, just roughly tell the people where you're from in terms of nationality.
I mean, bro, you know, my parents are from Nicaragua, but I was born here and grew up around Kendall. You know, growing up, I started doing music in the saxophone. I started with the saxophone in middle school and concert band. Shout out to Mr. Halanuski, if you ever see this. But I know he'd be proud of me for where I took the music route.
That was Jersey Baker?
No, that was in McMillan.
Oh, yeah.
So I started there, and I didn't really think about music until later on after high school. Just become a conversation, just like, yo, how hard is it to produce music? And I was like, bro, I don't even know. So when Hurricane Irma hit, and all the electricity went on the crib, that's when I started making beats. And then, boom, one thing led to another. And for everyone in the audience, Mr. Luna over here is my first ever artist. He was my first ever artist, you know, and through our boy Roman. Shout out to Roman, bro.
DK.
Shout out to that guy. And he hooked us up, and bro, like, you know, here we are now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Here we are now.
But I also want to let people know that, you know, we went to high school together, and we actually had science together with Mr.
And there's only two that I remember. There was Castaigne.
Yeah, it was him. Freshman year. Freshman year, we had a class together, and then that's where I met you. But we were just never, you know, connected as we are now with the music and the stuff that we're doing now. So, and then, you know, life, and then we connected back again. So we started connecting back again sophomore year or junior year. That was junior year.
I think it was more towards junior year because that's when I met Roman.
Oh,
that's when I met Roman. But bro, I mean, where we really started popping off is when we started talking about the music stuff.
Oh, I love that.
Because I know between you and me, it was more like an acquaintance type of level back in high school. Yeah. And then, you know, after the whole like, hey, I'm an artist, you're a producer, let's work together. Yeah. You know, started shifting, and we had that. We did have a little break. Yeah. You know, trying to figure out where we want to go with the music stuff. But hey, man, but you hit me up out of nowhere and be like, yo, let's start doing a project. And I saw that you were serious. You invested in me. So I was like, hey, bro, I'm going to invest in you. Yeah. So you already know how it went down, you know?
I love that. How do you feel do you feel like as a Latino, you have some sort of like advantage over like music? Overall, like, is that like a thing? Is that like a thing like to even say?
I mean, me personally, no,
right?
No, man. Because like I don't think you need to be a certain ethnicity in order to have an advantage in music. I feel like it's more in the terms of how much you have experience in music and music creation that gives you that advantage. The only thing I will say though is my influence is more related into the Latino side of it, because like obviously growing up you're listening with your parents' music and stuff, and they're showing you all your country's music, and I guess that will influence my music. So I guess you could say that my Latino culture influenced my music in the trap genre, the R&B genre, and even the house music genre, bro. Because there's Latin house now, and I'm super into it.
Yeah. I'm super into it. I feel like that's gonna be a strong category in your music, bro, because you seem to love it a lot.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like a switch now. Like I remember 2000s. I would say like after like 2010, house music became like really popular. You know, like really, really popular. Like around miles around it, and now it's kind of like making another jump. You know what I'm saying? Of how big it is. I mean, now you have all these concerts specifically now here in Miami. We have all these concerts that we have, which is house music, and a lot of clubs too are playing a lot of house music, bro. So I do love that.
Believe it or not, bro, I was just recently exposed into house.
Wow.
Yeah, it wasn't in the 2000s I got exposed to it. It was more towards like the 2020s.
Wow.
Yeah, bro. Cause growing up, I wasn't really into music like that. I never really had an MP3 player. Fucking remember those, bro. And I actually, when I got my first iPhone, that's when I really started getting into even just listening to music. You know what I mean? Like I didn't grow up with an MP3. I didn't grow up with an iPad. I had an iPad Shuffle, but then it broke very quickly. So I was like, okay, that was a little tease. But yeah, man, I love
that. But you said that you were born here, but your parents are from Nicaragua.
Yeah, my parents are from Nicaragua. My mom is from León, and my dad is from Managua.
Managua, that's a beautiful island right there. Managua is like a lot of rivers up there and stuff. So
it's the capital city of Nicaragua.
Oh, I love that.
There's a lot of capital cities.
I love that. You guys have great food, man.
Yeah, man.
I guess you're in Miami.
Fritanga,
the
baby.
famous thing is the fritanga.
Yeah, bro.
You got that Nica tamales. I know some people are doing real good, man. You can't mess around with that.
We also got our pastel de piña, bro. You gotta try it. You know what's funny? Since I know you bake, but that's the only
dessert that you guys like
that I can bake.
Oh
yeah,
shit! We can have do a content.
Yeah. My mom shared the secret recipe, the secret family recipe, so I can bake the pineapple pie.
Hey, bro, for my birthday.
I got you, dude. I got you.
October 13, man.
I mean, bro, you're always showing off with the pastries and the cakes that you cook, bro, and you always giving me some love with that. So, bro, might as well, right? I got you for your birthday. Say less. Say less.
October, bro. Bro, I like that. Nicaragua has a lot of influence here in Miami, a lot of culture and heritage. What's going on back home, bro? You have cousins, you have family, you have genuine family?
I do have family back in Nicaragua, on my mother's side. But to be honest, I'm really close to the family, mostly on my dad's side here. My mom actually has a couple of sisters here, and I love them. Yeah. I love them. But the majority of her family is back in Nicaragua. And unfortunately, they how Nicaragua is right now. They can't leave, and they're just living life. Like I said at the beginning of this podcast, bro. Life is life, and but for them, bro, it's really like testing the limits at least from what I hear.
Yeah.
Because the whole Santanitas.
And then your family as well. I mean, do you have like stories? Do you hear stories that kind of like people like saying, "Oh, this happened," and like this happened? Is there anything that like recently kind of like?
If anything, it's probably like are you talking about now or like in the past?
No, like recently, like, oh, bro, this is happening to somebody that I know, or my family member, or like somebody that like I know it all.
I guess it's just like food shortages.
Wow.
But again, I'm not really that close to them, so I can only get like the surface level of what's going on. I do have the occasional visits of my cousins coming through and be like, oh my god, like they haven't seen me in years. And I do notice one thing. You know how we have Dolphin Mall right here? It was their first time visiting a mall.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, and they were so surprised of all the things that are available to them in one place.
Wow.
They were having so much fun in a retail marketplace where you and I are just like, it's normal for us, So like seeing that firsthand, it's like, it's a little eye-opening of just how grateful I am for the life that I have here, and how like lucky I am for like I'm in a country where I can be free, and a lot of things are available to us, and compared to the life it is in Nicaragua, you know what I mean?
And sometimes I feel like we don't even appreciate it, you know, like we just look over those stuff and we don't realize.
We definitely do, you know. I feel like for the most part, people are just enjoying their lives, living in the moment, and you should feel grateful sometimes, but you shouldn't feel like, you know how sometimes you feel kind of ashamed of how much of a good life you have. You know, or at least for like some people. I know from me growing up, when like I'm being a spoiled brat in front of my parents, and they show me like pictures of kids starving, kids like not having enough, and then me actually visiting Nicaragua, I'm just like, damn, I'm a fucking piece of shit, dude. Like, so
was that like an impact to you when you went for the first time? You kind of like...
I did have a great time. When I went for the first time, I was around 7, so I didn't really know what was going on. You know, I'm just there being a kid. I started finding out more in my teens of like what's going on, just because of the tribal band between, you know, I mean, going back there and all the stories that are from my cousins and stuff. So I got the idea here in America of like what's going on in there, and that's when it clicked, because I do remember certain things that I saw that I didn't understand.
As to why you saw it.
As to why I saw it. What is this? Okay, whatever. I'm just gonna go have some candy.
It's crazy, bro. I love that. Just to touch on something that you said really important, which I think, like you said, is really impactful to me as well. I had one of the girls that worked with me in the bakery. She was a decorator, and she told me her story coming here to coming over from Cuba to the United States. You know, to home mission, everybody goes different routes. But a lot of Cubans, bro, they end up passing through Nicaragua or Honduras, you know, which is really common. So she passed through Honduras, and she was telling me that was the first time ever since she left from Cuba that she went into a supermarket, bro. She went into a supermarket, and it was something similar, like, what is this? Like, so much candy in here. I went crazy, so much stuff available. Like, I never seen anything like this.
Man.
And it could be really impactful, you know. It could be really, really...
It opens your eyes.
It opens your eyes and stuff like that. Like, I remember... And even here in Miami, like, I get, you know, Yarden, the big guy, he's always telling me, bro, you get out of Miami, you get to explore how big the world is. And sometimes we overlook, bro. We overlook a lot of stuff, or we feel like we're like in a small city, but you get out and it's like the whole world's out there, you know?
Yeah, man. You be stuck in a bubble. You be stuck in a bubble. And
then your environment as well, too.
I mean, it's just as important as it is to get out of that bubble. I feel like, you know, it's okay to be in your bubble, trying to support the people around you, you feel me? And then having that occasional outside of the bubble, outside of the box, will impact the people that you have at home. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So
yes, sir. Influence the people a lot more to kind of like open new ideas and stuff like that. Bro, just give me a run through of how you even started making music. Like, how did that even come up? Because that's what you do on a daily basis now. Like,
yeah, man. It's definitely a surprise. I mean, mostly through that conversation, just random conversation of, hey, how hard is it to make music? And then me actually doing it. That was the first step. But the realization for me was me working a 9-to-5, and all I could think about is just, damn, I could be making money through my music right now. Or damn, I could be making music right now. And because I'm hearing all these stories of producers making it big on YouTube, making it big, or working with bigger artists and stuff. And I'm like, damn, I want to do that. And it absolutely hit me when, you know, when you're at a 9-to-5 and you're dealing with a lot of bullshit, and you're just like, damn, I'm working for somebody that doesn't give a fuck. I'm just a number to them. Like, what am I doing here? So that's really how it really like crystallized, bro. That's how it really formed, this love for like making music and just trying to make it happen. Cause like, bro, I do not want to go back. I do not want to go back to ground zero. You know?
And it's funny that you say that, because I heard that from a lot of producers, that because you guys have a different type of mentality in terms of an artist. An artist, you want to make music because you want to put on a show. You know, you're the showman, you're the case, and And that comes up to from looking at somebody, like looking up, you know, to one of the biggest artists. You'll be like, oh, I want to be like that person. But from your end, and a lot of producers, I realized that it's never been about like being so and so or trying to compare themselves to so. At least back then, because now you have producers that you can say, oh, I want to be a producer like so and so.
Yeah.
But for you, you're telling me it was just the music. Like overall, you just kind of wanted to know how did that form, like how did that even was built? Like it was just the sounds.
I got really curious. You know, I'm not the type of person that if I suck at something, I'm just gonna quit on the spot. Because I'm telling you right now, my first beat was not really the best beat in the whole world, but it was, I mean, good enough for me. And there was one beat when I kept on trying that I showed everybody. He's like, damn, you made this? Yeah. I'm like, yeah, dude. And then boom, everyone's jamming out in the car and there's no lyrics. I'm like, okay, cool. This is a dope feeling. Like I love this. Yeah. I love this. And with that being said, though, there has been times where that feeling has gotten into my head. You know, like no, I don't think anyone's immune to that. Yeah. And if you're in the music, that's going to happen. It's gonna happen. Where you're in your head and you think you're top shit. Just don't think like that. But it's gonna happen. It's definitely a milestone you have to come across. Yeah. You know. No, or milestone, a stepping stone. I would say.
As a human being, though, bro, you know, you will always have your confidence. And then you always have your downs, but bro, this music overall, like any career, it's a sport. You know, you're gonna take some L's where you think they're L's, but they're not. It's a learning process, and I feel like as long as you're making music and you're connected with the right people and you're around the good environment, and it's a constant progress of like, okay, last year I wasn't doing anything, I was just talk. This year I'm starting. I see what it is. I know what it is, and kind of like move from there and kind of move forward. You know, so. Music, bro, it could be really depressed if you don't have the right people around you, because you're it's like this need to constantly keep on pushing and pushing. It's so competitive nowadays too, bro, with everything that's going on.
Yeah, man, it's super competitive. It's both, like you said, it can be depressing, and it can be very, very rewarding. Yeah. Now, with the music industry, it's always gonna test you. Like I said with the into your head thing, there's also going to be times where you're not in the room with the right people. Yeah. Or you're just simply, you take music to this priority, and to everybody else, the priority is here. Now, that being said, you can't make somebody want this. And you cannot blame them for that. Because, you know, everybody's life's different. Everyone's passions are different. And they want different things out of life. And that's something I had to have a really good discussion with myself, because like, what do I want out of this music? Do I want to be the top shot producer, or do I just want to do this as a hobby? And what I came down to, bro, is like, if this doesn't work for the money wise, I can always have this as a hobby, and I have no problem with that, because I do genuinely love making music. Now, do I want to be a type of producer or at least musician that wants to go out to clubs and party and all that stuff, hanging out with top people? To be honest, no. I would like to just be financially stable now. And I didn't think like this at the start. Yeah. I mean, at the start, I wanted to be like, fuck yeah, I want to go to all these fucking clubs and all that shit. But as I grown and stuff, I just want to be financially stable and just try to enjoy music the way I like to enjoy music. Yeah, there's going to be times where it's going to suck, but my passion for it takes over.
Or it comes out of that. And you said something important, which kind of brings on the next thing that I wanted to talk about, was the process of growing as an artist. Because you are an artist. You know, to me, when I think of an artist, it's just the word for a creative person, whether it could be in the kitchen, whether it could be in music and sport and art, sewing. Like, you're an artist because you created that. What's an art? You know, you're the artist. So now, being an artist, it's considered so many things, bro, because you got to be it all now. It's like, you got to be business, you got to interact with the people, you got to network. And you took me to one of the first events that actually opened my mind about what it would be to have a release party, and how would it go about networking. And you saw that to me it was kind of natural, but it's life, bro, little things like that. So for you, in terms of like business, where do you feel like you kind of like understood like this is an actual business? Like when did you like click that in your head and kind of like understood like, damn, business is not just music. I mean, music is not just business. Music, it's like in music, I'm not just gonna be a producer. I have to like fit the shoes of many different people. Like when did you kind of like realize that and kind of become aware of like, damn, I can't just make music, sit in the background and just kind of like let the music just sit there. I had to reach out to people and I had to like
well, in terms of like when I first found out that like music is not just the music making process, it's the business. When I went to my first professional studio, so my first big project was with an artist named Device. Shout out to Device.
Yeah, we also went to high school together.
Yeah, we also went to high school together. He took me out to a studio in North Miami that was the same studio that Jay-Z was recording in. I forgot what album, but I met the producer and I saw these huge speakers, bro. Like speakers that look like they're meant for concerts and stuff. And a booth that's made out of entirely of glass, and the inside it's all soundproofed. And I'm like, damn, this is crazy. And I just had like a genuine conversation with the engineer there. I'm just like, hey, like, how do you go about this? And like, what, like, how, you give me, I don't know. I'm just asking game. I'm super new into this. And he just laid it down. He was telling me like, yo, you know, at the end of the day, like, we love your music, but the business is business if you want to keep it like, you know, going. And, you know, at the time I didn't really think much of it just because like I am just starting out. This is literally like my second year into like producing and stuff. So like I really don't know much. You know, all the lessons that I got were from YouTube. You know what I mean? Like it's different when you're hearing it from somebody that's in the game and professionally, because like not everything is on YouTube. YouTube can help you out so much, but like once you're ready to grow, bro, like you're gonna have to find your
people to connect with,
and the things you learn from somewhere else. Because again, not everything's on YouTube. So that's my first interaction with like, damn, this music stuff, it's not just the music process, there's a whole business behind it, and do I want to take myself there, you know? And that answer came years later.
And then the networking as well, like how like that correlates too, because you know you can't just be a producer and just kind of like be like, oh yeah, I'm a producer. Like you gotta show out and about, like, okay, I'm at the studio, I see 3 artists, like let me show them my beats, or let me interact. Yo, you do music? Okay, let me get back with you, or look, I'm gonna send you beats on a monthly basis, or whatever the case may be.
I'm not gonna lie to you, like I said, 2 years into the game, I was super a novice, and you know, when you're first starting out in music, you know, when you're killing it and you're making fire ass music, you think you're top shit. So you feel like people should reach out to you, but that's not the case, bro. That's why I said that I got that answer, like, should I want to do this years later? Because you know, you really do have to reach out to people, like as an artist, especially in this environment when we're social media, where everybody's competing for each other's attention and stuff. You really got to be like a genuine person when it comes to meeting with other artists, because music is very emotional, you know, and it brings out the emotional sides of people. It can bring out sensitivity and stuff. So, you know, to a lot of people, this is therapy. Art is therapy for them. So you got to treat it as like a genuine human being, you know. And when it comes down to money, you just be direct with them, you know. So
what I take from there is, like you said, that relationship, because as an artist, bro, I want to make music with somebody that I generally connect with. It's not from my end, like, I guess, you know, as the numbers get bigger and things like that, you feel like, oh, okay, let me mess with this person, because, you know, if you want to go that route, or like go in a commercial, because so-and-so has the connections, but at this point where I'm at, I generally want to connect with or make music with people that I generally connect with, or like people that are willing to give you a hand or give you tips, or like let you know this, because I don't want to be recording with somebody that I'm uncomfortable with, or somebody that's not even bringing in like
you're not gonna make
good energy music. Or you know, you're not gonna make good music. So I know that networking and getting together with the right people is important, bro. Just to kind of like, you know, finish there in terms of that, somebody that's interested in music and wants to start producing or like being an artist, like, what do you think is like the first things, like, how do you even go about that, like, from your perspective?
Like, give some advice?
Yeah, like advice is like, you know, you have a 13-year-old kid who might be watching, or like a 19-year-old or like a 23-year-old that might be like, damn, I was like that, but like, how do I even start? Like, how do I even like tap in? Like,
don't be afraid to fail. Don't be afraid to fail. Don't give up, because music's gonna test you, and it always will. Yeah. And be self-aware of how you behave around people. That's something I had to learn, which helps out a lot with meditation, by the way. Yeah. My meditation gets you really aware of like how you are around people, because like I said, like you try and build genuine connections with people, and you know, sometimes you will say some things that you don't really know that are bad things to say. You know, yeah. I've had my fair share of that, and I've learned from it, and meditation helps out a lot. So I guess meditate too. And other than that, collaborate. You're only gonna learn from your peers. Yeah. You learn so much from your peers. So, or
just try to reach out to anybody that probably like, if you guys are interested, you can reach out to Vice as well. Yes, like, hey, how do I get started? Like,
I will respond to as many people as I can. I literally have
YouTube and Instagram. We're gonna put it up. Bro, one of the things that I noticed about you, and I told Diego, for understand that I love your consistency, bro, and I love that consistency. And I told him, one of the things that I realized about life is discipline will take you anywhere. Like, from my end, I have the experience of not knowing how to do something and doing it every day. Like, I could never know how to decorate a cake, bro. Like, that was bad for me. Like, knowing how to decorate a cake, it gave me a job. The Dominican frosting is not the same thing. And I was like, how do I do this? I don't want to do this. Like, if I'm going to be in this business, I'm going to hire someone, and I'm going to manage the business side of it.
Yeah.
But you can't do a business without knowing how the business functions. Like, how do you even do music? Like, you can't be a music manager without knowing how to make music, you know? So that's how I took it. So where I was at though with that was the discipline in me doing cakes consistently just got better. Got better and looking at videos and looking at people and reaching out. And I remember when I decided that the business was going to be something for me in the long run, because I saw it aligned with everything else, I became obsessed, bro. Like, in terms of like, I want to follow the top bakeries. I want to see what they're doing. I know, you have people that be like, don't worry about the enemy, but I'm trying to crush the enemy, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I've got a lot of like business gurus that be like, yo, you're the business trying to put other businesses out of business. That's how you gotta approach this.
Yeah, you have to be hungry. So
you have to be hungry.
I do agree with what you're saying. Is that don't give up and just do it. You know, if it's a hobby, just do it once a week. I mean, do it once a day.
There's nothing wrong with it being a hobby.
Do it twice a week. Starting out, and I know that consistency, like you said, is gonna you start gonna picking up on tempos. You're gonna start picking up on like, oh, this is how I use the string and a beat, or this is how I use the type of key. You know, is there any sort of software that you would recommend in terms of like, or any keyboards in terms of an art of a producer? Like, be like, I had this best experience with this type of keyboard, and I don't like this because of that. Or
if you're a producer, you know, I'm gonna be biased. You get FL Studio. All right, everything else sucks.
Hey,
I'm
kidding. Wait a minute. Like, do tell him Logic has a free trial.
No, yeah.
Record, you know.
You know, FL has a demo version. You know? No, I'm kidding. You know, try out any software you want. I always started with FL, and I just grew in love with it. I don't think I'm gonna change anytime soon. I know other people have different opinions on Ableton and Logic. Shout out to Kill. You know, he uses Logic and he really fucks with it, and I see him very proficient in it. Yeah. So, and he started out with FL. So he started out with FL.
He did tell me that.
Yeah. But that's for you for a producer. If you're an artist, engineer, you do Pro Tools. Yeah. Pro Tools changed the game for me. Like, there's so many things that. All right, for example, FL Studio, Ableton, they have one flaw. Well, it's not a flaw, but here. You start recording, and whatever you start recording, it will pick it up. Simple, right? Now, you do it in Pro Tools. Whatever you say before you start, you press that recording button, Pro Tools will pick it up.
Wow.
Yeah. So just in case, like, you just heard some fire shit on the mic and you forgot to press record, and you could drag back and see what you recorded. Yeah. That changed my life.
Oh, wow.
That changed my life. And it saves you a lot of like creative like energy, bro, because like, damn, like you could have gotten that if you were like on FL, but on Pro Tools, bro, it's no problem. But easy. Yeah. So Pro Tools, way to go if you're an engineer or artist. And that's like industry standard. Like a lot of artists will rather be on Pro Tools. They'll sometimes not even work with engineers if
they can't work with that software.
Yeah.
I actually had run into a profile web studio talking about like if you don't have Mac items, you can't come to the studio because you won't be able to connect to the studio. Certain things like that, like for example. Bro, just to finish off, where does your creativity come from, like in terms of music? Like, is it, we talk and you show me beats and you send me beats, and so one of the things that I picked out, sometimes your creativity for you comes either like at night or does it come in the morning? Because then you show me the beat that you showed me on Saturday. I was like, damn, you made this in the morning. Like, what are you thinking that you do something like this in the morning? But I guess it's a state of mind that you're constantly like thinking of like, this type of beat. Or
it's definitely the state of mind, bro. A lot of professionals will tell you like, oh, it's not the motivation, it's the discipline that you have with the music. And I've done that for a while, where every day, like, whatever if I'm not motivated, I'll still do it, and just to get the practice in. And that's helped me out a lot. But as of recently, bro, it shouldn't be like this, but it is what it is. And it's just random sparks of motivation and planning on when to make music, Like, I'm not going to make music if I'm hungry, know? Like, I'm going to be thinking about what I'm going to eat, you know what I'm saying? So, like, today, for example, I woke up, ate, went to the gym. Right after that, boom, try to make something real quick.
Right.
And then go about your day. And then sometimes you have a lot of free time. You can make there's been times where I'll make 8 beats in 2 hours because I just had the free time, and I was like, what, fuck it, boom, 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 boom. You get creatively drained.
Right.
That's definitely a thing. Yeah. But man, like that's basically where it is. Disciplined. And if you do have the motivation, fucking go for it. Don't waste that.
I love that, bro.
Don't waste that.
Is that hat from the clothing brand?
No, it's not. No, it's in Miami, dude.
No, because you had the shirt.
I do. No, this is not from the clothing brand. I do have a clothing brand.
I do want to talk about that though, because I really love the shirt, which I have to head up everybody on the messy one.
Yeah, it's coming out. Well, it already came out actually.
We'll put that info here as well. I love that, bro, because of the story that you guys have with the clothing brand. It's 4 of you guys, right?
Yeah, it's 4 of us, and I've known these guys for a very, very, very long time. 2 of them since childhood, like elementary school type of thing, and one of them since high school. But bro, we've been through so much already that he's basically a brother already.
I love that, bro. We were talking a lot. We really haven't talked much of clothing, honestly. I mean, we haven't talked much of clothing because I know it's like a whole team effort, but we gotta jump it in terms of that. But just a little bit of to the people. I mean, what to expect from the brand. What's up with the name though?
Oh, Claus?
Who came up with the name? Who came up with the name?
We had a.
Was that an AI generated?
No, it's not AI generated because we have an original group chat of so those 2 of my friends that I've known since childhood. There's actually a whole group chat that we have. That's 11 of us, and those 11. Well, actually, there's 12 of us, but 11 of them are also all from childhood, and we keep to each other since this day, bro.
Oh, yeah.
So that group chat name is Santa Claus. It's a black Santa Claus actually. It's just the emoji.
I like that.
So we're like, damn, why not just put Claus?
I like that.
Right? So I was like, yeah, why not? It's not bad, whatever.
I like
so we went with it, and I mean, so far everybody likes the shirts.
I love the quality.
The shirts. Yeah.
Damn, I forget the gentleman's name with the sports teacher.
Suarez.
Yeah.
Shout out to Suarez.
He was talking to me, we shut it down about the quality, and I like to talk to people, bro, that own business, and one of the main things that I ask him in anything is as to the quality. Like, are you concerned of quality, or are you trying to produce quantity? And I realize that you guys are trying to produce quality, so I do like that.
So quantity is not a problem for us, just because we deal with Shopify, and they're our third party for distribution and production. All we need to do is supply the design. But the problem with Shopify is for the type of design that we want big designs on our shirts, and there's only one product they have on there, and we don't necessarily we didn't envision our shirts being that quality. We like the heavyweight tees, we like the cotton one, and we're transitioning out. We're trying to just build capital at this point, but it will happen. But as of right now, we're looking for better things, bro. We're looking for better things.
I love that. What's the gentleman that told you about the collection?
The collection?
Yeah, he told me you guys were like in the future. It turns out he was like, oh, maybe we should do like a collection, like a month every over.
Oh, yeah. So that's actually for my boy Nelson. Shout out to Nelson. Shout out to a lot of people.
Nelson. Shout out to Nelson.
Yeah.
Because I told you like that idea for me is creative, bro. Because people want something that's their own, like unique. It's like somebody would drop like 500, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
so
damn, I have out of that 500.
So for that collection that we're doing, it's pictures from places that we visited.
Oh,
so,
I like that.
Yeah, so he has a couple pictures that he has from California. I think it's one from Santa Monica. And actually, just recently, he went on a photo shoot for Miami Beach and all these type of places in Miami. And yeah, man, it's coming together. Those shirts are kind of coming out soon. And I mean, I love it. I love the idea. So I'm all for it. You know what I mean?
I love that, bro. That's where I see, you know, falling into business and it falls with the brand and you know, with music and stuff.
And that being said, with my shirt company, that gives me experience for musical merch.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's also a plus side with the whole music thing.
I love that, bro. I love that. We never got to talk about how in general, like, you got to, I wouldn't say exactly the place that you're at now, but I kind of want to just talk people a little bit of how, you know, you put yourself in the position that you're on where you have access to a studio. Now, don't tell me the whole story, but I guess you could tell me, look, I met so-and-so, and I want people to also understand, like, you just need to reach out, you know, reach out. I know you had told me that you met with one of the producers, you guys connected, and then they told you, oh, come to the studio.
Yeah.
And all of that. I just kind of want people to know that it's possible for you to get to a studio as a producer, come in and be a intern and kind of like connect with the people. You just got to reach out and connect with the right people.
I just got really, really lucky, bro. Because my next door neighbor, his best friend is a musician, and he knew these people in the studio. And at the time, they were just a startup studio.
Yeah.
Like, the booth was made out of cardboard.
Wow.
So I showed up, I showed off my talents, and they really liked it. So they're like, hey, you should just come here more often. And I'm like, say less. And I came here more often, and then...
The neighbor, shout out to the neighbor.
Yeah, shout out to my neighbor, Matt, my boy.
I love that.
Oh my god.
Genuine thing how life works, right, bro?
Yeah, man. It's like the stars aligning type of thing, you know? Or it's God looking out for me.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. One of the things, bro, now that we finished that topic, I want to talk about something that you mentioned because it stuck in my mind about how, like, you meditate and then you kind of ground yourself and then you become self-aware. That's super important, bro, in so many aspects. Like, one of the things that I, like, sometimes I blame myself to this day in that moment. It was three people. We're having a conversation with these three people, and somebody brought a conversation about high school pictures.
Yeah.
And they brought it and we're laughing. I'm like, oh, look at mine, look at his, and we're all laughing. And sometimes, you know, you could read the room and you might say something that's not, to you it might not seem absurd, but then to the other person it might seem like, damn, did he just say that about me? Like, that's really sentimental to me. And I realized how, even if you're self-aware, that you can't control the people's emotions, you know? Like, I was like, is it my fault that he got upset about something that I said, but I didn't know that would have gotten him upset? Like,
100%.
How do you think you go about something like that? How do you become, like, self-aware to the point that you know how someone else feels, or like?
Yeah. I mean, for the most part, because you know how guys are. Sometimes we roast each other.
Yeah.
If I notice that my roasting gets to you, for me that's pretty obvious.
Yeah.
And I tend to stop. Dude.
Yeah. You sort of know. I guess you sort of know who to mess with.
Yeah, you sort of know who you mess. Like, you test the waters here and there, and you see how they react. And I'm not the one that likes to push buttons most of the time.
Yeah.
Unless I really, really know you, and you're my brother to me, and I'm just being a brother to you. But for people that, you know, you say something and you don't even know you offended them, bro, there's nothing you can do about it. The most you can do is, you know, when they tell you and you're aware of it, you clear the air.
Yeah, clear the air and let her know.
You clear the air,
you would have told me, or I didn't mean it that way. I
Mm-hmm.
wasn't even thinking that, man. Like, I didn't know it was gonna.
And you know, the way they react to it, you know, depending on how you say it and how you come across, you know, it's entirely up to them. You know, and
you can't. Yeah,
you can't control it. You can't control what they think about you. You can't control how they react. So you just gotta just move on or deal with it, bro. One of the two. You know what I mean?
I love that. When I think of self-awareness, bro, one of the things that comes to my head too as well is awareness of, I wouldn't say other people, but situations. Like, sort of like put yourself in that shoe of, like, for example, like when that happened to me, I started thinking, bro, like I started blaming myself, is it me or is it not, like whatever. So then as I started thinking, I started analyzing things in a different way of, like, how maybe you grow up in a neighborhood that you never seen anybody crippled, or you never seen anybody with their arm cut off, or you never seen anybody that couldn't talk, or you never seen anybody that only spoke sign language, or someone with disabilities, and you don't know that that's a disability. I feel like it's like, I wouldn't connect it with self-awareness, but I connect it with awareness of that activity. Like, oh yeah, that's okay. Like someone that doesn't speak the language, that's okay. Or somebody that's crippled, that's okay. Like, being that awareness, I feel like a lot of, you know, me, like I remember me growing up, I didn't know of a lot of disabilities, or I didn't know this, and then you become aware. It's like, damn, there's a lot of stuff in the world, like things like that. Bro, so, you know, I thought of that, and that kind of ran through my head, but it's crazy, you know, being self-aware kind of like makes you be also aware of, like, there's type of situations, and
putting yourself in their shoes.
Putting yourself in their shoes, or what would you do in that situation? Because once you put yourself in that situation, you realize that it's easier to say something than actually being in that place, you know.
Matter of fact, bro, I like to think of that as a leadership quality. I'm not gonna lie to you, because, you know, when you have people working with you, and obviously there's like more access to things for you, and you want to take a leadership role, it's important to know how your people are feeling. You know, and that just leads to, like, better decision making,
creative work.
Better creative work, and better relationships, bro. Better relationships. You know, it's super important to have that emotional intelligence. I like to say.
Especially during work, because you see these people most of the time, you know, you want to create that happy environment and stuff like that. I love that, bro. I have a couple of questions here, bro, that I usually ask people. That means that we're almost getting to the end. So
man, it's gonna be the tough questions, huh?
No. Actually, I already asked you where you from.
Okay.
We know that everybody that does come to Miami, man, do go to Afritanga. Man. It's a completely different type of food style. I don't even know how you guys marinate the meat, bro. But
neither do I, bro. I haven't learned the recipe yet.
And it tastes the same every time, and I love that. So, bro, were you ever bullied?
Yes. Not to the extent of, like, I have, like, a school bully. But there will be times where, this is how I like to view it, bro. I'm growing up. There's some things I need to know about human behavior that I didn't know about. So as soon as I learned that, the bullying stopped.
That's crazy that you said that. It's funny that you look at it. See, this is why these questions to me, bro, are really like how, like, I like to connect. You see where it's going now? Because you see, and it's funny because you said it that way, and that's so amazing that you said that, bro. I like that. It's funny how you said that, because that way you're able to understand as to why they do certain things. I got bullied as well, but I got bullied because of the lack of the language. You know, to this day they still make fun of me for not saying correctly. But when I was a young kid, it was a little tough, bro. Not being able to communicate. Not being able to understand, and sometimes you get intimidated, like, damn, these people talking about me.
Because it sucks, because growing up, you don't know, you only know how you talk with your friends, you feel me? You don't know how to talk to random strangers, you know, not random strangers, but like other people in your school that you're not used to talking to, you know? So when you talk to them, they look at you different. Obviously, like there's someone that's gonna make fun of you, and that's cool. That's what it is.
I love.
But once you learn that behavior, bro.
Yeah,
it gets easier.
It's funny that you say that because that would be a point of that would be a point in terms of how do you overcome something like that? Like, you know, somebody's getting bullied out here, just kind of like, I guess you will have to let them know, like, look, understand that these people are doing this thing to you because maybe they're struggling at home, or maybe they just don't know how to properly, like, greet a human being. They just don't have that proper human communication to be able to tell you, oh, look, like, I'm fighting or whatever, and I'm trying to take it on you. Those are the type of things that I want to talk about and push with the podcast as well. I want to have this content on a weekly basis where I make a post and we discuss this type of stuff about bullying, activities like this, and stuff like that, because those are things that make us human being and kind of, you know, your inner stand. Your inner stand.
Shout out to inner stand.
Shout out to inner stand.
Shout out to inner stand.
Bro. You got any pets?
I have a dog. Yeah, I have my brother's dog right now. Yeah, it's not mine.
But you have a dog.
Yeah, I have a dog living with us right now. Yeah.
But before that, you had a dog.
I had a dog. Yeah.
I
had a German Shepherd and had a boxer and a Labrador.
How was the German Shepherd?
How old?
Yeah.
He was like 13.
Wow. Yeah. That's why I asked you because I know that.
Yeah, he's 13, and the other one, she was, I think 14.
Yeah, names, bro.
Yeah. German Shepherd was Poncho. Shout out to Poncho. So you want to see this. And the other one, Roxanne. Roxanne.
I love that.
Yeah, beautiful dogs, man. Dogs are beautiful, man. They teach you more things about being a human than any other human can be sometimes.
Oh yeah.
It's weird, right?
Kind of like looking
it's
at
weird,
a baby.
right?
Like I wouldn't say
they're
like
so
a baby,
they're
but
so
like
genuine, bro.
Yeah, it's like a genuine.
They're so genuine, and then when you see them and they're finally like pass away, you're like, fuck. Dude, there's really no other human being that's like every single time you come home, they're so excited to see you.
Damn,
you know, and you're like, damn, I gotta appreciate those moments.
That's crazy. I do want to look back at this, what I'm about to say now, but I feel like as we move forward and with technology and understanding, I wouldn't say we're gonna talk to dogs, you feel me? But I feel like we come to an understanding of there's actually a documentary I can't really go into because I don't know all the details, but they helped you interact with anxiety and depression and other stuff, and I feel like as we go forward with technology, we'll come to a deeper understanding of that relationship with the pet, especially though.
I mean, it's like you said, bro. Like you know how the meditation is and becoming self-aware. You kind of notice some emotions that come with your dogs, you know, or any type of pet really, because you start learning them, you start knowing how their behaviors are, what they don't like, what they like, and like you said, with technology, I just feel like with training, you can communicate better with your pet.
Yeah, you ever seen this guy Caesar, the Mexican dude?
No. Wait,
the dog owner.
The dog whisperer. Yeah.
The dog whisperer.
Yeah.
I love that guy.
Yeah, that guy's. I mean, he knows it. He knows what's up. He knows how their behaviors are and stuff, and like, you know, who needs to be the alpha and all that stuff. So
and communicate and stuff like that. Like, so one of the things that I remember from because I follow him on Instagram. He was like explaining how like sometimes a dog won't go to you because he could sense your energy. He could sense you being like tense. He could sense you like being, like I was calm and then you come in here and I don't know you, but your energy is just too strong. I gotta bark at you. I gotta fucking see what's going on with you. You know, so that's what I do. So that's what I'm saying. As we get on, I feel like we have a deeper understanding. So I'll get back to that. Bro, what would you say to your 13-year-old version? Like, what would you say to your 13-year-old like self?
Stop playing so many video games. Yeah, man. If I were
would you play, but you a PS guy?
Oh, I was everything, bro. I had a PlayStation, and then when that broke, my brother would get an Xbox, so then I got the Xbox. And
Call of Duty type of guy, or more like
I was definitely Call of Duty type of guy, but I was also Halo.
Oh, Halo.
Yeah, I played Halo, but then I
started with the new Halo, right?
Yeah, they are.
Yeah. Have you ever seen the movie?
The movie?
Yeah, there's a movie. There's a Halo movie.
Halo movie?
Yeah.
Halo Legends?
Is there a movie?
There